Hi, everybody. John Ellis. This is like the worst opening to a Bernie 2016 TV event ever. I got no music for you. I got no cool card. It's totally set up at last minute. The reason we're doing this is because we're doing meta debate. I can't carry the debate because we don't have the right to carry it because CNN owns the right to this piece of political content. Nothing I can do about that until we repeal the 1996 Telecommunications Act. However, we can do a meta debate. So what we're going to do is we're going to show your comments. We've got a lot of comment moderators in the YouTube chat, and we're going to show your comments. We're going to have a nice conversation about what they say. We're going to point out the facts. We're going to blast social with the truth when Hillary lies, and we're going to make sure everybody sees how truthful Bernie is. Our goal here is to support Bernie Sanders on the web. This is a meta debate, so I'll be tracking debate with Bernie hashtag on Twitter. I'll be tracking Dem Debate on Twitter, and I'll be tracking, or we'll be displaying in full view, full screen overlay, all of the comments that you guys have to say in YouTube chat. In between commercial breaks, if there's enough time, maybe I'll come on, say hi to everybody, talk about some funny things, and then as soon as they go back to the debate, we'll cut back to the overlays. We invite you to run our on-screen display and chat with us while watching the debate on one of the establishment channels or however you happen to get it. I know there's some channels out there that are able to bring this to you in different ways. If you want to watch it over there and they have a chat, please enjoy. We're not able to do that because we are a target of manual strikes by CNN. They look for us broadcasting their content, and the methods that other broadcasting units on YouTube use to try to fake the system only works for the DMCA automatic bots and has no effect on manual strikes, which is why I can't do that method. So thank you for joining us. I know we've got a few people here with us. We're going to have a great chat, folks, and let's enjoy the debate. Scott, have they started, or are they still national antheming? I muted you. You don't have to tell me. I'm looking. No, they got. I see heads up there, so it looks like they're talking already, folks. So we'll cut to the overlays. And hi everybody. Hey Scott, what are they doing? Are they going already? All right, Bernie's talking. I'm going to shut up. We're going to go to overlays. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Hey everybody, we're just jumping in here. Me and Scott, we've been watching this together with a bunch of us in the production room together. We got Duke and Bad Wolf Time Lady. Who else is in here? I can't see. And Nico. Uh, I was just asking Scott as we were watching this during the commercial break what he thought of Anderson Cooper's job here. Do you think he's being a little lighter, a little more balanced with Bernie? And Scott, what do you think? Oh, shit. Hang on.
Yeah, hang
Now
on.
you can
Now
talk.
you can talk. Go.
I don't have any problem with the moderation of this debate. The questions I think have been fair, and I think both have scored points. I know that people disagree with some of the things Hillary said, but I think they went over well.
You
And
think really? I
some of
think
some of the things that we disagree. I think it made sense to a lot of people. Some of the like the not so much the what was before the Export Import Bank.
uh I don't
The
remember. People I wanted to while you think about
Oh,
that.
the auto bailout. I think she
Oh right.
scored them on the auto bailout.
How did she score some on the auto ballot? Just because she mentioned the fact that we bailed out and it was a good Obama policy?
Yeah, and that Bernie voted against it. It's
Yeah, well, and that was the problem. He tried to explain why, and he tried to
right,
explain what pieces. That doesn't matter. Hillary explains it as one policy. It's not a policy with intricate parts. It's just right.
right,
So.
but not everybody fully gets that.
Right,
So
of course. The American public doesn't get that because they're not taught that. They're not educated that way by establishment media. It's just, nope, Bernie voted no, right? It's interesting. A lot of people though are saying that he crushed it. They're saying, hey Scott, the 64.2% Sander win in Maine. What do you think about that? The 30 points in Maine. I mean, you were telling me earlier it's not enough, right? I don't know when he picks up for votes, but you were telling me earlier it's not enough. What do you think?
it's the ratio. When she gets 80% in a bigger state, then she gets a bigger chunk of delegates. And when it's 60-40, it's it's just 6 out of every 10. So that's not a. It's hard to make up the gap with 6 out of 10.
Right, and this is why it's so important to get everybody there. Because if we have sheer numbers, sheer volume and numbers at these caucuses, we can take the majority of the votes or the majority of the delegates, right? Or in the votes. Either way, the caucuses, the primaries. Either way, if we have more, we get more delegates, right?
Right.
That's the bottom line. So it really truly comes down to a volume game, folks. Getting everybody we can out to vote. I think back to the debate real quick. I think I'm seeing other numbers come through too as well. 80% reporting according to Occupat on that. Scott, I don't know if there's any other big areas left to report in Maine. Do you know if there's any key areas left to report that would really shift the balance?
I've been paying attention to the debate. I haven't been looking at.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys know, debate's back on, folks. We're going back to Anderson here. Talk to you guys in a while. And I know occasionally we watch the back of Scott's head. Apologies on that, Scott.
Stop.
Hey there, everybody. We are taking a little break here, and we have Anika with us. Anika, tell us where you are and who you are with.
Hi, everybody at Bernie 2016 TV. We are here at ASU, and there is a watch party, a debate watch party, and this is Manny Singh. He's the president of Sun Devils, ASU Sun Devils for Bernie. Tell us a little about your group, and what do you think of the debate so far?
Well, so Sun Devils for Bernie is basically an organization on ASU, like many other college campuses. Basically, it's just spread awareness of Bernie's campaign and his ideals that he's kind of trying to spread through the political process. There are a lot of other different campaigns. I mean, there's the Jeb Bush Club, or was Jeb Bush Club, the Hillary for America Club on the ASU campus, but ultimately, I think what separates us from them is we actually have a lot of support, a lot of grassroots movements working around. We work with a lot of other organizations on campus to help just work with canvassing, flyering, phone banking, and all the other great things.
Awesome. And how do you think Bernie's doing in the debate so far with Hillary?
I think Bernie's killing it with this debate. I'm always constantly cautious of, it starts out really well, or, it'll just kind of taper off and it might get bad, Bernie might get booed or something. But so far, I think he's gotten progressively better at this, to the point where, like, now I think debating Hillary would not be a problem. He has no problem just pulling out punches and,
Hey, Aniko?
he's truly the better candidate.
Yes.
Aniko, can you have him come a little closer? We're getting fade
Sure.
out in the
Can you come
audio
a
there.
little
If you could have him
closer?
come a little closer, that would be great, and then we could hear better. Sorry about that, everybody. I was dealing with a different issue.
How's
Go
that,
ahead,
John? Is that okay?
That's awesome. Thanks. Keep going. And Scott, Scott, just interrupt us when they're back with the debate, okay?
Cool.
All right, keep going. I'm
Um,
sorry. Go for it.
What do you guys want to ask a couple questions for me to ask Manny?
Well, what do you think? I mean, honestly, I wasn't even. What do you think so far, Manny? What do you think?
Okay, yeah.
How's it-
He was just saying how he thinks Bernie's killing it. Did you guys hear
Okay.
that?
Yeah, I did. I did hear that piece. Do you think Hillary's doing better than she has in the past?
Do you think Hillary's doing better than she has in the past?
She's improving. She's improving on talking with different groups. She's definitely copying a lot of Bernie's positions. She's doing a very good job at that. I'll give her that. She's very good at just imitating his positions. Before, she never brought up minimal sentencing. We just saw at this debate she's bringing up minimal sentencing. She's definitely bringing up the more white privilege perspective, which I really loved about this debate, especially with Don Lemon, that he brought up a lot of ideas of white male privilege. And ultimately, I think Bernie's been fighting for this since the 70s. He's acknowledged these ideas, and Hillary's just trying to copy him and hopefully thinking, hey, I'll be able to sway these more younger intersectional feminists. And unfortunately, it's just not going to work. Her record completely contradicts on that. So she can really say whatever she wants to imitate him. It's just not going to end up well for her.
Definitely. And they're coming back, John. So did you want to go back to the debate?
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for
We can
joining
do
us. Thank you for
another one
watching
on the next break if you want.
Sounds great. Thank you, Nico.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Michigan, let's move on to the
Hey,
subject
everybody. There's Scott.
of a national symbol of neglect and failure. That school system is $3.5 billion in debt. Officials said they could run out of money by April. I want to bring in Shaniqua Kemp. She's right here. Ms. Kemp, her 14-year-old daughter, Imani, is a student.
Hey, everybody. John Ellis here, and I have Aniko with me, and we are at Arizona. We're in Tempe. Aniko, tell us who we're with. And, hi there.
You can just look at it. Hi, John. You're real soft. I'm right here with Veronica Mohe. She is the co-founder of Viva Bernie and ASU Sendevils for Bernie. Veronica, tell us a little bit about your groups and what your groups are doing around campus to support Bernie.
All right. Well, Sendevils for Bernie is doing voter contact, and we are doing voter registration and talking to fellow students about Bernie and his issues, and also getting them engaged in leadership and civic engagement. We're also connecting them to the campaign if they need to find a place where they feel more comfortable, either it be at school or whether it be at the campaign office. We just want them to find something that they are comfortable with. So we talk to them about canvassing, phone banking, and we have had several events on phone banking. Today we're having the debate watch party, and obviously we're going to be focusing more on canvassing rather. And so next Saturday, on the 12th, that's from 10:30 to 1 p.m. We'll be launching a day of action here around Tempe, and we're hoping that we can get a good turnout to have students do voter contact before March 22nd.
Awesome. And how are the students reacting on campus? I know it's spring break right now, so there's probably less students right now, but in general, are you getting good reception?
Yes, I believe that the students are very excited about Bernie, and they're very excited of the issues that they can relate to in regards to education and equality and just diversity and unifying everyone. And they really like the inclusiveness and that he talks about we, us, and not him.
Excellent. And I understand Viva Bernie is making an effort to outreach to Latino community. What are you guys doing specifically to do that?
Viva Bernie has created a translation team and also has created this translation team so that we can get the literature and translate it, and so that Spanish speakers can know about the issues. And we have also gone canvassing here in Arizona, like to LD29, where it's predominantly Latinos. We have gone out to LD30 with some of our legislators as well, talking to the community about Bernie Sanders.
Awesome. And lastly, how do you think the debate is going? What is one of the most important issues that you feel they've talked about, and how does it relate to Arizona?
I believe that the climate change issue really resonates here with Arizona, because we're talking about the contamination of water. Right now we're dealing with Oak Flat and the fact that it might be minded, and once that happens, then we might be possibly dealing with contamination of water here as well. So I think the fact that Bernie emphasized that this is an urgent matter, I really think that it was great that he mentioned that. And I also like the fact that he threw in all this youth using substance abuse or having substance abuse issues are really like health related and not criminal issues. And so I really think that that is what needs to be addressed, is the youth and the why. Why are the youth using drugs and what have you? And so that, and I also like the fact that he recognized that there is a blind spot because he's Anglo, and that he was able to turn around and say, yes, there is a gap there, but we want to fix that. And he was able to relate to the situation where the gentleman couldn't get into the cab because he was African American. So I believe that he does understand, but just recognizing that there's a gap and wanting to fix it is what really stood out to me.
Awesome. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you.
Back to you, John.
Awesome. Thank you so much for bringing us that, Aniko. And Veronica, pleased to meet you. Thank you for doing all that you do out there for Bernie Sanders. And we are going to cut back to the debate, meta debate. Everybody, thank you for all your comments. It's been wonderful reading what you have to say. I can just, it's been fun times. I think Bernie is really kicking some ass. I know most of you agree. And we'll get back to our comments, having a great conversation. More than 100 plus in here. Thank you so much for joining us. Here we go. Hey, everybody. We are back. Got Scott here. Got Aniko still at ASU. Isn't that where she is? Tempe. Sorry, trying to keep track of a lot of people. There she comes in. Hi, Aniko.
Hi, guys. Sorry, there's some
Hi.
conversation
We're
going
live.
on.
Did you want to bring somebody on?
Okay, Anita, Clinton, come on over here.
Okay, Scott. Hang on. We're going to talk with somebody live.
Yeah, this is Anita. This is her dorm/apartment.
All
Tell
right.
us what you're doing with the campaign and how you came to organize this.
So I am the coordinator for canvassing and phone banking events, and that means I try to get a group of people together to phone bank at school and canvass nearby. And I got an email asking if I could do a debate watching party because I have like a big TV on the 4th floor, and I said that I could do that. But then it turned out that I couldn't use the TV today, so we just crammed everybody in my apartment anyway, and here we are for the debate.
Awesome. And how do you think the debates went? How do you think Bernie did? What was some of the highlights for
I
you?
think today might have been his best performance because he did a very good job at curbing Hillary, and I think that's the main point now, is he's ahead in many states. That's the main point, and illustrating the main differences, especially when it comes to racism, because she won so, like, such a massive victory in South Carolina, which was because of the black vote, and if he can illustrate why he would be better for the academic community, like he's doing today, I think that would be so important going forward to change this perception.
Thank you so much. And you're a junior, and what are you studying?
Business, and I'm specializing in global politics.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to say while you're?
Go Bernie.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Aniko. Thank you. Do you have anybody else that'd like to talk? Nope. You out of there? All right, Scott. It's back to you and me. Aniko, one of
I
our.
thought it was a good debate.
Yeah.
Substantive.
That's all.
All right. Thanks, Aniko.
I think there was a couple missed opportunities. Like when they
Wait,
talked
there-
about the Detroit school system, he should have talked about the managers and the fact that the local government's still under control of the governor and the emergency managers, but overall he did a good job. I think he always does really good staying on message in the debates. One thing I wish that Hillary does do is have a couple pre-arranged attacks, like the votes that she brought up that were new to people's minds, where Bernie always sticks to everything that he's been saying all along.
Right.
That's one criticism I have, but overall I think he did a good job staying on message and scored a lot of points.
Do you think it's going to look good? Do you think the establishment media is going to have a hard time spinning this particular debate in Hillary's favor, or are they going to be able to do that anyway? I mean, how is this going to come across in the establishment play tomorrow when we talk about this in the newsroom, right?
They're going to be able to spin it.
Yeah.
I don't think she stumbled anywhere, so
No?
I don't.
Do you think the super predator question hit her hard? Do you think her answers on that, or any of the stuff about the 90s when they were hitting her on trade and stuff, you don't think that damaged her tonight?
It's
Heading into Michigan, particularly?
It's possible, but I think
Oh, come on, give me some hope, Scott. Come on. Give me some hope. We got a lot of people in the audience thinking the same thing. See, look, here, this is what I'm talking about, Scott. You're all talking about Bernie gained some points. Okay, here, this is what Brooke says. Bernie killed it. That's what you're supposed to say, man. Bernie killed it. It's just kidding. You always give us the realism. I appreciate the realism in it. Scott is making a valid point. See. Anyway, I'm reading some of the comments. Thank you all for being here. What about the fracking? That was somebody who said, what about the fracking piece? You made a couple comments to me where you're like, why didn't he go after her? Why did he switch? Right? Like he didn't attack her on certain points. You know?
right on fracking, Anderson Cooper attacked her more than Bernie did on bringing up the fundraiser.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would have thought that would have really done some damage there. I don't know why he doesn't go after her more about that. She sells fracking around the world. And here she's talking about in the United States, we're going to get rid of most of it. The ones, we're going to make people be a little more. They don't even have to report methane leaks. How are we going to make them be more accountable under her ideas? I mean, doesn't want to ban it. Bernie Sanders answered that. To me, that was the most powerful message there. Bernie Sanders answered, "Do you support fracking?" No.
Yeah.
That was a good spot. That's good. Hillary sold fracking to the world. Yes. Everybody. Yeah. This is a big message come out. How do you think Bernie did on the 1994 bill? Explain it away. Good, bad?
As good as he could have done. I think it was a bad vote, so they both opposed it. So I don't think either one was hurting any, or they both supported it. So
right.
It didn't damage either one.
And why don't you think? I mean, he weakly tied. I thought he did a weak job of tying her to the fossil fuel industry in terms of contributions. Why doesn't he just stick that right up her? Why doesn't he just hit her hard with that? Apologies. He could really nail her on that. She's got a record of taking tons and tons of money from the fossil fuel industry. How in the world is she going to fight that? How in the world is she going to bring about renewable energy? Does she really actually have a plan? She was talking about what, 500 million solar panels across the United States, and by the is that true?
Yeah, I think she put that plan out.
All right, then. Interesting. Of course, Scott's a Bernie supporter. Gloria said he did great on fracking, right? John totally doesn't agree with what? What don't I totally agree? It could be some. Yeah, Scott and I go back and forth. I'm much more optimistic about things. Scott's more of a realist, I think, because he's been through a lot. He's got a lot more experience with this kind of shit than I do. I'm fresh. I just come in naive. I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, it's bullshit. Scott's like, no, that's perfectly fine. They can do that, So we learn from Scott.
I thought he did a great job. I just wish he could come up with a new line of attack during the debates from time to time, where it's usually the same thing each debate. He doesn't bring anything new to the debate.
Right. Yeah, I thought he did well. I thought it was really strong. I think it's a good, strong showing before Michigan, personally. I thought, for me, this was the best debate. I know what I didn't do this time, Scott, and I don't think you did either. Neither one of us was like cursing out the Chuck Todd, right? Anderson Cooper did a reasonable job of asking questions, and the people who asked questions, they were reasonable questions. I thought, they weren't too front-loaded one way or the other. Maybe my standards are lower at this point, but I just don't realize. Do you think Anderson Cooper handled this? Do you think it was the best moderated debate we've seen so far?
It was good. I'm not.
All right, there's your answer, folks.
Not sure which one was better, but.
I just remember watching Chuck Todd and Rachel Maddow and listening to their bullshit pander questions, and I don't know who the other guy was, the young Cuomo, who was spooning Hillary during that question and answer session. Can I take you for a walk, honey? Whatever. He was just ridiculous. So yeah, I thought I was pleased with Anderson Cooper's, comparatively, I guess. Still not as strong as I'd like it to be, because there are facts that are readily available, and those facts could have been delivered to counter.
And the Republicans should be happy.
Why?
Because Bernie's going to take care of the mental health problems that they have in their field. And they're
that's a lot. I actually, when you talk about impossibilities, that would be the one thing I think is a little bit pie in the sky. They want to take care of Republican mental health, Scott. I'm sorry, but now you really are thinking a little outside of reality there.
Well, that's what he said. Did you miss that part?
Oh no! I mean, I didn't hear it. I had a hard time hearing some of the audio. So no, what did he make a comment that I missed? I probably missed a great killer.
Yeah, right after Hillary talked about the tone of their debates and everything. And Bernie says, well, I'm going to invest a lot of money in mental health, and that will help those guys in that
Oh,
Republican debate.
yes. No, I did hear him say that. Yes, I thought you just meant as part of universal health care, which would take care of them anyway. But yes, he delivered that as a line. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful message. That was really nice. I think it was important to see them united against Trump in that sense. You know what I mean? I think that was an important thing to see without bickering about differences, without bringing up the split of the party that the establishment media seems to be perpetuating, right? Politico talking about now Bernie's just dragging his shit out when he really should unify and get behind Hillary so that we can defeat the Trump evil. Right? I think we're not ready for that scare tactic yet, And I think tonight was a good showing that the two Democratic candidates. I don't know. I was impressed with tonight. There's a lot of times I wanted to smack Hillary in the head, but that happens every time she opens her mouth. Anyway, you're going to be around for tomorrow, Scott? You'll be around for newsroom? No, you're heading off. You're on a no. You're having a plane?
I'm not leaving till nighttime. I'll probably be around.
Okay, so Scott might be around in the morning for the newsroom, folks. We're going to cover this. We're going to talk about other things in the news, some big stuff that happened. For instance, something that Bernie could have mentioned when they were talking about environment is the fact that we actually did cross the 2 degrees Celsius above norm, which is a marker that scientists for a long time have said we're going to fight. Governments for a long time have said that's that crazy, scary marker. If we ever reach that marker, we're in bad shape. We're not going to get there. So everybody who talks about their environmental plan being the best, they're all lying. Even Bernie's is not strong enough because we've hit that 2 degrees Celsius above norm, folks. That has been recorded. Most of the northern hemisphere has not had a winter. Okay, so we'll talk about that tomorrow, and that'll be in prep for Frack Off Fridays. We're going to come up with Ezra Silk and Margaret Klein from Climate Mobilization. And we'll have Scott in there. We'll talk about other things. He's heading off to Miami for damn it, what's into Miami? Is that the Fox thing? Is that why, Scott?
No, it's a debate on Wednesday.
Debate on Wednesday is why Scott is going to Miami, also because it's Miami. I mean, why not? Before it goes underwater, might as well go.
Yeah, I figured I could sit on a bus for 13 hours going to Flint, or I could fly to Miami. I chose the Miami one and got a cheap flight, so.
Good. So he'll be there. Hopefully we'll get credentials. We're getting kind of some things on the credentials. Hopefully Scott will get credentials and get into spin room, and we can deliver some coverage. And we'll also talk about Democracy Spring a little bit. We've reached out there, and I've got a cool idea, thanks to Sean Porter, who pushed it out, on how we can cover that whole event. I think that's cool. I think we should cover it. And Scott, you were saying that Democracy Spring is being endorsed by some pretty interesting folks. And I'd like to talk more about that tomorrow as well, about why those folks are interesting, endorsing this Democracy Spring thing. This doesn't look like a small thing. This looks like
especially with civil disobedience and is centerpiece you don't usually see now in the AFL-CIO and other groups endorsing.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to work on coverage of that entire thing, and I'm going to talk to one of the founders, one of the guys who organized it. We've been contacting him. We're in contact. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about some other things. Reading some of the comments here, guys. Thank you for being here. Wake up, Michigan. Good for Bernie. What was it? I just saw somebody that said Bernie kicked ass. Most people think Bernie did great tonight, and most people were actually pleased with the debate. So I think we're all in agreement there. Hey, yeah, donate some money. And 5 million. 5 million, folks. Do you realize how soon 5 million hit after 4 million? Do you see, as Bernie adds people to the ranks, as we gain people, as we hit state to state, how much this money machine grows? Right. We got to get out the vote, folks. Scott, is there any other important information we need to tell people, campaign-wise?
Not just phone bank into Michigan.
There you go. Phone bank, Michigan. Michigan's huge because Michigan, folks, Michigan shows diversity in populace. So if Bernie kicks ass in Michigan, the establishment media doesn't get to say Bernie doesn't win in among minorities. They get to shut up about that finally, and we can just move on. Okay, and I think that's going to open the eyes of a lot of other minorities. So we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll have Tim Black on tomorrow. Will this be a video with the actual debate? No, Brian. Hi, Brian. How you doing? No, we don't carry the actual debate. We do what's called a meta debate. You can actually play our video and kind of sync it with the debate video when you find that. I'm sure somebody else has grabbed that, and then you can watch our comments. That's what this is for, is to show like comments. It's a recorded history of what we feel and think about the debate as it's going on. I wish we could bring it to you, but we're actually targeted and singled out by CNN in particular. They'll do a manual shutdown on us. They've already done one on channel number 2, which really sucked for us. And so I don't mess around with that anymore. I don't try to carry that stuff. If we could repeal the 1996 Telecom Act, we could bring you the debate, but that's something for down the road. So thank you for asking. I'm sure you'll be able to find it on some of the other channels that are able to pull that off and show it. So anyway, yeah, guys, see you tomorrow. Everything was awesome, and I appreciate all of you being in here and helping us, to the comment moderators and the audience. Fun times. I think Bernie did great. What do we want to end with? Let's just go out with the happy song, because, you know, it's a happy song, and I didn't play it earlier today. And the happy song, for those of you who don't know, for those of you who do not watch the newsroom, the happy song is The End of the Corporate Age by the Color Bars. And they were gracious enough to lend their song to us so that we can use it for the newsroom. And it's a Bernie song, Bernie campaign ad, as they call it, End of the Corporate Age, put together by the Color Bars. We're going to end with that because it is my happy song. And out of respect today, I did not play Reagan because Nancy Reagan has passed. We will resume playing Reagan in a week. How's that? All right. Feel the burn, everybody.
The wealthiest people of this country have seen a tremendous increase in their income, while at the same time, the standard of living of working people and poor people has declined. CEOs make more than 100 times of what their workers make. The middle class is shrinking. Poverty is increasing, while at the same time, the people on top are doing phenomenally well.
People always tell me, man, you're wasting your time. Can't you see the monolith is immobile? Yes, I tell them kindly, still I've made up my mind. 'Cause the sky above's as big and limitless as it ever was. Gather round, people, in the town square. It's the end of the corporate age. There's a new caveat, let the center beware. This is the end of the corporate age. There's no quick and easy remedy that won't end in more calamity.
I mean, this is a fantastic time. From my standpoint, this is the best time that I've ever had.
All the bloviators keep on spreading the meme that there's only so much room at the table, telling us we're lucky to be eating the scraps. But we've got all the facts, and we're taking our places back.
Billionaires shouldn't be allowed to hide in the shadows. Make them step out in the open where the American people can see.
Gather round, people, in the town square. It's the end of the corporate age. There's a new caveat, let the center beware. This is the end of the corporate age.
We are well on our way to seeing our great country move toward an oligarchic form of government.
There's no quick and easy remedy that won't end in more calamity.
Corporate America, Wall Street, the major campaign donors are so powerful
that no president can take them on unless tens of millions of people say, guess what, Washington? You are going to start representing the needs of working families and the middle class, not just the billionaire class. We know what's going on. We are paying attention.
Huge